Ladies and gentlemen, please fill up the seats. Please be comfortable and you're allowed to face us. You can turn the chair and face us during the forum. And to ensure a smooth experience, kindly set your handphone to silent mode. We will commence shortly at 10 a.m. sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call the forum to order? Yang berhormat, Mr. Ng Zihan, Member of Selangor State Executive Council for Investment, Trade and Mobility. Dato' Ng Yeh Peng, President of the Association of Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia. Engineer Professor Dato' Dr. Ew Hong Tat, President of University Tunku Abdul Rahman. Mr. Yong Kai Peng, Chief Executive Officer of Selangor Information Technology and Digital Economy Corporation. Ms. Angel Lau, General Manager, Advanced Semiconductor Academy of Malaysia. Distinguished speakers and panelists, esteemed guests and business leaders here in Shangri-La, Kuala Lumpur, and those joining us live on UTA's official channel. A very good morning and welcome to Decoding DeepSeek, Implications for Malaysian Businesses. This forum is proudly organized by Blue Chip Venture Capital, together with Selangor Information Technology and Digital Economy Corporation (CDEC), University Tunku Abdul Rahman (UTAR), and the Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia (ACCCIM). I'm Cindy, and it is my pleasure to be your MC for today. Today, we bring together industry experts, researchers, and thought leaders to examine how DeepSeek is set to transform business globally and what this means for Malaysia. In an era where artificial intelligence is reshaping industries, DeepSeek has emerged as a disruptive force, challenging the dominance of the established AI models. This forum is designed to explore its technological breakthrough, assess its impacts on Malaysian businesses, and how we can strategize to leverage this innovation for growth and competitiveness. Over the next few hours, we will hear from leading experts in AI, business and policy who will share their insights on how Malaysia can navigate these evolving landscapes. Whether you are from the tech industry, F&B, manufacturing, education, or government, today's discussion will provide valuable takeaways for future-proof your organization. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce our esteemed co-chair and keynote speaker, Madam Fong Wai Fong, a visionary strategist, best-selling author, and pioneer in Asia megatrends analysis. Madam Fong co-founded Megatrends Asia with the legendary futurist John Naisbitt, author of the global best-selling Megatrends. Together, they authored Megatrends Asia and Megatrend China, groundbreaking works that accurately predicted the rise of Asia as economic powerhouse. Her insights on technology, culture, and business have shaped policies and investment across this region. A thought leader in innovation, she also penned Culture is Good Business, named one of the top 10 best books by Taiwan Commonwealth magazine. Beyond her literary influence, Madam Fong serves as strategic director of Blue Chip Venture Capital and chairs Sunfresh Fruits Group, driving sustainable agri-tech initiatives in Malaysia. Today, she brings exceptional expertise to decode DeepSeek's implications for Malaysian businesses. Please join me in welcoming Madam Fong Wai Fong for the opening remark.
So Cindy tells you I'm now a farmer. Okay, from the beautiful hills of Lanchang and Pahang, today I'm in Kuala Lumpur. I meet friends. Great time to catch up. Since the Chinese New Year, everybody has been affected by DeepSeek. So we gathered this morning here to reflect and think, how can we leverage on this opportunity of a century? Distinguished leaders and guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to serve as chair for the Thought Leadership Forum. The Thought Leadership Forum is a series of thought-provoking get-together with experts to try to imagine the future, especially in today's very chaotic world. Yeah? Good morning. First of all, let me say a big thank you to our sponsors and supporters. As you may now know, with the support and generosity of the sponsors and supporters, we are now able to produce this forum here at the Shangri-La And with that, we are also able to bring the forum live online, opening to all Malaysians free of charge. And that's all due to your support, your effort. So I think that deserves a round of applause. Yeah. This morning, we have 15 tables here, a total of over 30 companies, including Austin Heights and Mary Brown from Johor, Nation Gay and Gobi Tech from Penang, also in Phoenix from Penang, Julie Biscuits from Alok Gajah, to be specific, Malacca, Spritzer from Perak or Taiping. Well, Taiping is also in Perak, huh? Okay, so my geography is still correct. Okay. Dongmei Jewelry, Sunway Education, Sunway Wise, yes, give a big applause to Sunway Education, okay? Very, very important. Among our guests, also CLSA. Yeah, okay. I got to make a special comment about them because in our journey to AI, in our journey to semiconductor 2.0, we need patient capital. We need a lot of funds to help us invent the future. Okay, and Sun Surya and many other SME friends from around. Thank you very much for your support. For the online streaming, we have also invited members of the Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers, the mid-tier companies. I was told the mid-tier companies contribute 1/3 of the GDP of Malaysia. So the SMEs are very powerful. ACCIM, the Associated Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which has over 130,000 members throughout Malaysia. So join them, get to know them through their network. I told the chairman, Tan Sri Low, I can literally travel Malaysia for free. 可以白吃白喝哈，有 ACCM 的 network 哈 ，okay, right. For those the universities and the secondary schools, because we want to promote STEM education, okay. I just want to make sure I remember all the points. Okay, for those of you who may not be able to log in live, if you are not here physically, the Utah team has set it up together with CITEC that you can still log in anytime to follow the proceedings. So we hope we create a model going forward. All important functions, just don't do it in a closed door of few hundred people, but try to broadcast it to the whole nation so that the whole nation learn together. For me, as some of you may know, conferencing was my first life. Now I'm into my third life. My second life was 20 years in China doing education. My third life now is growing durians, farming, okay? And plucking calamansi, piece by piece, okay? To tell the truth, it has been a real pleasure working with the technology-savvy young people. You just don't know how much fun I had. All I did was working from my phone, giving instruction, contacting people. I don't even have to go into the traffic jam, Kuala Lumpur. So it was such a delight. Within a very short space of less than 2 months, we managed to produce a conference at this prestigious venue on a break-even budget. So I think I deserve a round of applause, right? To enable us to do that, we must thank the chairman of Blue Chip, Dato Sri P.Y. Lai, the leadership of CITEC, including YB Ng, who in his very busy schedule still gave us the honor to be present this morning. Utah, Professor Yu, and your team, and Professor Chang, okay? I pushed them to the limit. They're really wonderful. They're really wonderful, okay? And CIDIC too, Kaiping, I push your team to the limit, okay? So, yeah. And of course, we are sort of forgetting the HRDF. That has also been very helpful to making this event possible, okay? So to all those very dedicated ones around and in and outside of this room, I say a big thank you to you. Ladies and gentlemen, while we decode DeepSeek and look at its impact on the global AI landscape, and also to draw implications for our own human conditions here in Malaysia, we are reminded of the inflection points DeepSeek has triggered. Earlier in February this year, you all know that over a trillion US dollar market capitalization, mostly from the big tech companies, has been evaporated due to the emergence of DeepSeek. And although not a connected event, but observers point to the potential of decoupling of the global economy, as huge amounts of market capitalization were also wiped out from the market with the new US tariff announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, how much do you think was the impact? The market is a very sensitive place, and the market is a very good guidepost. Millions of people out there put their vote through the market, casting their vote of confidence on the economy. So how big was that? The second one, the first one was $1 trillion US dollar when DeepSeek was announced. The new tariff cost 10 trillion US dollar to be evaporated. How much is 10 trillion US dollar? That is 10% of the global economy. The global economy is about 110 trillion. So that's about 10% in just a matter of weeks. And that amount is 1/3 of the GDP of the USA. So we can imagine the magnitude of this economic event. As the Japanese government issued the earthquake and tsunami warning, and they say that is going to be a mega quake, but we already see that on the financial landscape of the world. AI is a new landscape, a productivity tool, a new way of life, and I may suggest it may bring about new standards. Let me share with you a potentially life-changing and life-saving story to make this point. I have a young friend. A couple of weeks ago, this young man was planning an expedition up the Himalayas. So he went into one of the AI tools to ask the question, how may I prepare? What gear must I have? What shoes? What clothes? What are the things that I need? The AI tool gave him a very comprehensive guide. So he went on to prepare for his expedition. But before he went, 2 weeks later, 2 weeks from the day he asked the question, he went back to the same AI tool and asked this question because his friend asked him to donate blood. So he asked the question, after I donate blood, how long does it take for my blood to replenish? So as the AI assistant faithfully gave plasma to be replaced, and so on and so forth. At the end of an answer, the AI assistant offered an advice. If you are planning a mountain expedition, please refrain from donate blood. So when this story was told to me, I was like, wow, this is so intelligent. It's superhuman intelligent. The the question was asked on 2 separate occasions, but it formed the database. And the AI assistant prompted him. So this really, it can be life-saving. Because if he doesn't know about it, he went on and donated the blood, and then he went on the expedition, then he is subjecting himself to some risk, right? Okay? It is such a tool, it's such a reference checker for us. That's why I think for us, we are not involved with the technical aspect of AI, but we try to learn as much as possible, try to enhance our life. Now, as a commentator, as a writer, you will not imagine how much time I save. Last time, I have to work so hard, pick out every word, if I'm doing it in Mandarin, right? Or I will have to be very careful with my English language, with my grammar and presentation. Now I don't have to. I just bang out my ideas on this AI assistant. And just within seconds, it comes back to you on a very well laid out language. But of course, sometimes they change. They change too much of your style. Okay? Then I go back to them and say, please keep my style. Don't change my style. You know. So this is a fantastic productivity tool for my line of work. So for your own business, your own specialization, I think you have to explore to find out how AI can make you more effective. Just now I mentioned that AI can be potentially a new standard, especially for us in the developing country. For Malaysia, which has a history of colonization, we have a point of reference. For example, when you go to a hotel to have your breakfast, the waiter will always come around and ask you, orange juice? Sometimes I wonder why they offer us orange juice. We don't have orange here. But the Shangri-La did a wonderful job. You go to the buffet breakfast, there is guava juice. What I'm trying to say is, our standards have been set by the colonial master. We have to import oranges. Now, I'm not saying anything wrong with oranges. I think we can have both, right? We can have both. And guava is just as nutritious. In fact, it has 5 times the vitamin C as citrus. So, and I think this is exactly, Professor Lee is going to tell you what Liang Wenfeng in DeepSeek, they pave a new path. They build a new standard. They are not confined, you know, by entrenched ideas and habitual thinking. Another story, which we Malaysians encounter every day. How many of you eat with your hands? Eat with your hands? Or know how to eat with your hands? Okay, some of you do, huh? Okay. But we also seen some visitors coming into Malaysia, and when they see our other Malaysian friends eat with their hands, they withdraw and they seem to develop a comment and say that this is not quite civilized. Yeah? On a trip to Malacca, my good friend Peter in Malacca bring me to an old mama shop. So we sat down, the old mama shop chef was telling us, you see how we eat. You know, I eat with my hands. My hand is exclusive to me. Only I use. The fork, the spoon, the chopstick that the shop provide, you don't know who has used it before. Yeah? But my hand is my own, you know. I wash it thoroughly before I eat. And you see, when I use my hand to touch the food, it's only when the food is of the right temperature that I take it and put it to my mouth. Hey, who is more civilized? Huh? If you eat with a fork and spoon, you may not even achieve that, right? So that's really an eye-opener for me. that we should not harbor this Western-led civilized behavior. Yeah, we should think and reflect more deeply into our own culture and our own civilization and build upon them, because our own human condition is unique. Yeah, and I hope AI can help us get there. Okay, so all of us today are embarking on a new journey that has the potential to help us shape a new world. I will leave to the speakers, the experts, to chart a strategy for us. And I hope this is only the beginning of our conversation on this subject. We have to work together as a nation, as a society, to learn, okay? This is a defining moment. This is a defining moment. There's a saying, there are no great companies, only good companies born in a great era. Timing is everything. So ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Fong, for setting the stage for today's much anticipated forum. Up next, it is my honor to invite Yang Berhormat Mr. Ng Zi Han, member of Selangor Exco for Investment, Trade and Mobility, to deliver the keynote address. His insights on AI's role in Malaysia's economic future are invaluable. Please welcome.
Thank you. Professor Lee Wen Chen, the professor at the School of Computer Science, Beijing University of Technologies. Madam Fong Wai Fong, Strategy Director at Chairman Office of Blue Chip Venture Capitals. And the President of ACCIM, Dato Ng Ye Peng. Tan Kuan Tai, the AI entrepreneurs. Clement Sang, Ventures Partners of Innovations Ventures and Chairman of the Clement and Sinsin Foundations. Professor Engineer Yu Hong Tat, President of Utah. Engineer Professor Dr. Chang Yun Chun, Head of Department of E&E Engineering Utah. And also the CDEC CEO, Yong Kai Peng. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to all of you. Just now, Madam Fong mentioned that he is pushing everyone to the limit. I thank her for pushing everyone to the limit. But I'd like to tell Madam Fong that I'm sure for those attending the forum this morning, we do not have the limit. We always push ourselves beyond the limit. So this is what we are today. And I'm very sure that in this challenging world, if we do not push ourselves, we will be pushing backward. So this is a very important moment, as shared by Madam Fong, that we all must be gearing up and we all must be getting ourselves ready to push ourselves not to the limit, but beyond the limit. So thank you everyone for taking the time to attend today's important event. I know some of you have traveled from all over the world to be here with us today. Like our Professor Lee Wen Chen, he just landed Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur 2 days ago from Beijing. And Madam Fong from Durian Orchard, but she is everywhere. Sometimes she is in China, sometimes in Singapore. I don't know where she was, but she is here today together with us. And Professor Engineer Yu from Utah, he was in Penang. So it shows that everyone see this event as an important event that we must put everyone together for brainstorming and to learn from each other. So this year, Chinese New Year, the AI field in China received a unique New Year's gift. Not the big ang pao, but the surprise New Year's gift, DeepSeek. And within days, The whole world is talking about DeepSeek. Everyone was wondering, who are the people behind DeepSeek? How powerful the DeepSeek is? What can we do with the DeepSeek? What DeepSeek can benefit to the business community, to our society, and so on. So the whole world is talking about DeepSeek because we were so get used to OpenAI, ChatGPT before the appearance of DeepSeek. So DeepSeek is a Chinese AI company, launched its next generation general purpose large models, DeepSeek R1, with training cost of only $6 million US dollar. This model performs on par with, or in some cases exceeds, the models of established Western AI giants like OpenAI. So what truly remarkable about this achievement is that DeepSeek has decided to fully open source this model, allowing anyone to access its weight and even use it for commercial purposes. This move has attracted developers, businesses, and research institutions from around the globe, rapidly expanding its ecosystem. The rise of DeepSeek is not just a technological breakthrough. It is already reshaping the global AI landscape. In fact, its impact was so significant that it causes a notable drop in the US stock market. This signals the start of the major shift. The future of AI will no longer be controlled by a few dominant companies, but rather be shaped by the collective efforts of the global tech communities. For Malaysia, this development presents historic and strategic opportunities. First, DeepSeek's open source high-performance AI models greatly lower the barriers of technology adoptions in Malaysia. We no longer need to invest hundreds of millions of dollars in training foundational models. Instead, we can now focus on fine-tuning and optimizing these models to meet Malaysia's unique language and cultural needs. This is especially beneficial in our multilingual context, where these flexible open-source models can revolutionize key sectors like education, the judiciary, customer service, and media. Second, Malaysia has the potential to become DeepSeek's Southeast Asian hub, with our strategic advantages, such as being a regional data hub, a foundation of green technology, and an evolving AI policy framework. We are well positioned for growth by fostering collaboration between DeepSeek, local cloud service providers, universities like Utah and the rest, and government agencies. We can secure data and drive talent development and build a thriving regional AI development. Third, Malaysia's SMEs stand to gain significantly from DeepSeek's ecosystem. With open source models, businesses can easily develop AI-powered tools like customer service bots, sales assistants, and market analysis systems at a low cost, boosting efficiency. And for instance, small law firms can create AI drafting system, medical clinics can deploy AI diagnostic assistance, and e-commerce businesses can implement product recommendations. Additionally, logistics companies can use AI for smart scheduling. Tourism businesses can offer AI-guided tours, and F&B outlets can generate menus, description, and social media content, enhancing customer engagement and operational efficiencies. Fourth, we must also recognize the global impact of AI industry trends. The trade wars and high-tech export controls imposed by US, particularly on China's companies, not only sparked a global chip shortage, but also limited the development of AI models worldwide. This highlights the risk of relying too heavily on a single technology source. Malaysia must therefore collaborate with emerging tech hubs like China, ASEAN, the EU, India, and the Middle East to build a decoupled AI supply chain, reducing risk and paving the way for an independent digital economy. In this context, the Selangor government, in collaboration with the Ministry of Economics, is leading the development of Malaysia's Semiconductor Integrated Circuit Design Park, or the IC Design Park. On this the CEO from CDEC, Kai Peng, will elaborate and explain to you all further later on. So this strategic initiative aims to move Malaysia up the global semiconductor value chain from back-end packaging to front-end chip design, managed by CDEC. The park will partner with Khazanah Nasional to establish a 100 million ringgit venture capital fund. Alongside Blue Chip Venture Capital, founded by Dato Sri P.Y. Lai, the focus will be on investing in 20 competitive chip design companies and helping them to go public on the Malaysia Stock Exchange within 2 to 3 years. Since its launch, the IC Design Park has gained significant traction with over 10 locals and international IC design companies joining in just 7 months. The park currently houses more than 100 semiconductor design engineers and is on track to have 400 by year end. Building on this momentum, a second park will open by the end of this year, along with ASEM, Advanced Semiconductor Economy of Malaysia, campus, and labs in Cyberjaya. This platform for industry academia research collaboration will train at least 1,000 semiconductor engineers annually, addressing the talent needs of local companies and accelerating Malaysia's push for high-end autonomous semiconductor industries. These efforts showcase the strong partnership between local and central government to foster innovation, advancing Malaysia's semiconductor strategy and transforming Made in Malaysia to Made by Malaysia. Fifth, it is essential for Malaysia to prioritize AI learning and skill development. The government should introduce a nationwide AI literacy initiative, integrating AI fundamentals into national curriculum and encouraging TVET institutions to offer practical AI courses. This private sector can further support this through open source collaborations and online training, inspiring both youth and professionals to apply AI to local challenges. Malaysia must seize this opportunity and position AI as a central component of our nation's strategy. By doing so, AI can become the driving force behind SME growth and unlock the full potential of our society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, YB, for your inspiring keynote and sharing with us your visionary perspective on aligning AI on Malaysia's growth. Up next, we welcome a leading voice in the AI research community, Professor Lim Wen-Zhen from the School of Computer Science, Beijing University of Technology, China, to deliver his keynote on DeepSeek's potential and development.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear our leader, dear our friend, I'm Professor Li Wen-Zhen from China. It is my honor to attend the forum, and I will deliver a speech with title Analysis of DeepSeek Architecture, Accuracy and Optimization, and PTX Enhanced GPU Acceleration. We know, number 13, 2022, this day is changing the day. OpenAI release ChatGPT. 2 years after 2 years, China company Iras distinguished development large language model today, DeepSeek, version 3. So it is open source, low cost, exceptional performance, igniting public opinion. So it become a hot topic of public discussion. So today, I will focus 5 set. 1, principal essence of evolution of LLMs, large language model. And the second, AI computing ecology for large language models. The third, DeepSeek architecture algorithm optimization. The fourth, PTX enhanced GPU acceleration. Finally, I will show a summary and outlook. Now, we'll look at the principle, essence, and the evolution of large language model. In the history of human development, an invention of tool, it was the tool, has changed the way people live. People constantly rely on it was to reduce mental labor and improve work efficiency. From abacus, hand-crank mechanical computer, ENIC, and PC, and the internet, and the laptop, and the smartphone. Now, next wave of AI is agented AI and physical AI. Now it's a dialogue AI. Next is agentic and physical AI. So what's the reason? It is computing technology has brought tremendous change to human lifestyle and social progress. This figure, this illustrates AI past, present, and future. As we know, in 1936, Turing proposed Turing model computing. In 1914, McLaughlin proposed electronic brain. And in 1956, this AI standpoint. John McKinsey proposed artificial intelligence. This is start point. After decade of exploration in AI, many years, in 2006, deep learning, Hendon proposed deep learning, open new area of the AI. From 2006, deep learning to AlexNet, What2 Vector, Google Net, Reset, AlphaGo, and Transformer. It's a great change. It's a great change. Scaling law is continued. Large permit, large data curiosity. From Transformer, OpenAI, GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3, is ChatGPT, Sora, is GPT-4o. And recently, XAI proposed Grok 3. And OpenAI announced GPT-5 in future. So, scaling law is continued. The performance is increased. So in future, I think it's will change rapidly. In here, DeepSeek emerging. It's high performance, low price, igniting global opinion. So this is why today we discuss DeepSeek. This is a principle of large language model. The first, need massive training data acquired on the internet. Data is very, very important in now and the future. It's very, very important data. And pre-train plus interacting link and the reinforcement link. So, large language model divided into stages. One stage is pre-train. The next stage is post-train. Two stages combining exceptional performance. So, this is a data accuracy and the computing power together. This is the workflow of ChatGPT. From import text sequencing, import processing, and decode stage. Today's topic is DeepSeek decoding. This is decoding. Decoding. And out processing, out text sequencing. It's where like chamber, but it is from transformer. The paper transformer, attention is our need. It's a grid paper. It's a relational paper. Almost large language model is built over transformer. So if you are understanding large language model, you must understand transformer. Attention is our need. So essential innovation of transformer is self-attention policy and parallel processing. So ChatGPT proposed a multi-head attention mechanism is increase exceptional performance. This is conclusion attention. I just say transformer is attention is policy. It's multi-head attention computing is large language model bright eye. So it is by KQV matrix calculation and finish complete all attention for in sequences. So multi-head attention computation and concatenation to obtain deeper hand correlation. This is why output sequencing you want. So multi-head attention computation and FFN dense scalar computing is the core of large language model computing. This is principle of large language model from perspective of computer system architecture. This deep learning network, data over deep learning network. Because its parameter is very so large. One GPU node, so you must multiple GPU conclude. Train data over here to train data set train multi GPU cluster and large language module. Now, it's very simple principle. Train data over transformer, over deep learning network, over clustering, GPU clustering, many GPU clustering. So, optimization communication between GPU with computing node and between nodes become key factor in large language module training efficiency. This is the principle of the large language module. In this way, in this direction, AI module, 1, 2, 3. Again, iteration, feedback, update. So, AI module, finally. So, this is GPU cluster. GPU cluster calculation, large amount of data, and algorithm. So, we must know the matrix, transformer, and the map in high dimensional and low dimensional space. High dimensional and low dimensional space. When data pass through each layer of new, they are both dimensionally reduce focus and increase scattering, become landscape of large language module calculation. So, if you build large language module, you must enable computing network, computing force, computing cluster. So, efficient computing for transformer. Also, from application, programmer, language, compile, SA, chirp. This is a process. All process is fast. The performance is high. So, building a system that adapts to the high-dimensional, large-scale, complex operation, efficiently compliant, and high-performance AI chirp and adaptation is key. So this AI system software stack is AI chip. This compile is key. We know NVIDIA, CUDA is element. CUDA. Now, this is a structure of the AI large language module. Artificial intelligence framework. TensorFlow, PyTorch, Keras. This is NVIDIA CUDA. Most large language module over CUDA. Is NVIDIA GPU, AI chip. This path is general path. AI programming language, operator library, compare AI chirp. So if you build large language module, you must need AI infrastructure. NVIDIA from computing ecosystem from GPU, compare, operator, library, parallel acceleration, and loading balancing. It's okay. It's very good. So NVIDIA is leader AI infrastructure. This is NVIDIA CUDA, and NVLink and NVSwitch is key part of the AI infrastructure. If you want to speed up AI train, large language model train, you must balance software, network, GPU, interconnection bandwidth, or the GPU speed balance. Because this speed is different. Software, network, RAM, CPU, GPU is different speed. So it is called operation, correlation from computing, storage, network, software. All fact increase performance. So multi-attention, head attention, computation in transformer architecture pose new challenges to computing and storage. So optimization, the density or efficiency of the multi-head attention computing is key to improve large language model train efficiency. So AI computing ecosystem for large language model, collaborative optimization of the computing chirp, storage, network bandwidth, software together. The computation requirement of large language module, ability of hardware, resource, and parallel software to collaborative X language scale data complex computation. So it is need a strong AI infrastructure. A summary, the two part AI computing ecology of large language module. Basic software, and high performance AI chip, high availability and robustness. This is transformer efficiency computing model. Efficient processing of massive data, structured set, operator, library, and compile is AI chip. This is feature on computer technology, architecture feature. Data intensive computing. So let us focus on DeepSeek. Why DeepSeek? Exceptional performance, low cost. Why? It is architecture and algorithm optimization. DeepSeek architecture breaking through innovation include DeepSeek R1 use sparse MOE with 671 billion per minute, activating only 37 billion P token. So this is several computing. A router network slowed expect layer, reduce computing worst bit efficiency. And also reinforcement lane release subwaist find team. This is yesterday evening I will talk data from ChatGPT. I don't know. So it's reinforcement lane. This is DeepSeek MOE. It's a MOE token. Token is large language module language token. So it's MOE gating routing. It's module, different module. So sparse string technology, scaling low continue, computing efficiency, and inference speed become new port link. MOE architecture is emerging. So DeepSeek is use MOE. From token, from MOE gating routing, and LAN combination, expert combination, and result. So the first, DeepSeek use MOE. DeepSeek, another innovation with algorithm. DeepSeek propose Mela, the last one, Mela. The token map low rank KV joint composition. In latent space, this space, computing not so large, is reduced. So KV cache reduce overload of cache. So it's improve in efficiency of computing. This is why DeepSeek low cost, exhibition, no performance. Region 2. The third, DeepSeek R1 reinforcement lane stage use GPR algorithm. This is ChatGPT. This is DeepSeek. So DeepSeek is remove the video module. Remove video. So it sequentially improve the stability of the efficiency of train. This is different. ChatGPT and DeepSeek in train. So DeepSeek use new policy for train technology. GPRO. Another reason is CUDA. This is CUDA. NVIDIA CUDA. General use C language for large language module. But DeepSeek use PTX programmer, low level programmer language. So it is efficient GPU match load. PTX is efficient GPU mode. This is why need computer resource for training DeepSeek, which is 3. This is DeepSeek use Avida H. Yeah. Another reason is use FP8. Why DeepSeek use FP8? It's a map. What? FP8. This one, upgrade. So this is reduce computing and save memory. So DeepSeek use FP8 makes precision improve the computation efficiency and the performance of AI model. Most large language model, GPT, BERT, and they use float FP16. But DeepSeek use FP8, save memory, improve performance. So I will summary and outlook in panel. This large language model face-to-face data, computing power, accuracy. This is first stage. And now DeepSeek show us include data, computing power, and accuracy. Also from work architecture. So next stage is the computing power optimization, model from work, data quality, high quality data, and accuracy optimization for vector. So second half of large language model repeatedly from 3 wheel coverage to 4 wheel drivers. Now we are enter the second half. We look, AI changing every day. AI innovation every day. So we must chance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Lee, for diving into the architecture and technical standpoint behind the model. What an eye-opening presentation. We truly appreciate your presence, sharing with us your expertise, and sharing your time here with us in Malaysia today. As we have a bit of time now, I would like to open to question and answer session to the floor. We open for question and answer session. Is there any question?
We would appreciate if you could summarize some of your questions, right? If you don't have the time to ask here, write down, and then we will gather that, and then we will discuss with Professor. And here we have Professor Chang here to help us decode, yeah? Decode it. Last night's dinner, we all had a preview, and we all agree we must create a 1-week work camp for the CEOs, for them to understand, the model. So it is not easy, okay, but it's necessary. Okay, right? So anyone has any question? Yes.
Thank you. My name is Sip. I'm actually not in the tech industry. I'm from the property, construction, and development industry. My question is actually, since YB is still around, so this is actually more towards the government and the I would say the authority. Okay, my first question. How do actually Malaysia government or currently the world government is actually implementing the policy to make data available for AI learning? Just now we heard from Prof, he's mentioned about data quality. So as I understand, a lot of data are stored in silos in different industry. Let's say I give an example, even hospital. I think from government hospital to private hospitals, data are stored privately in silos. How do government can make policy change to make those data available for AI development? That's my first question. Then my second question is a bit on the legality and the safety framework. So when those data is make it available, how do our government or the legal framework to ensure the kind of safety and privacy to those data that make available? Okay. Then my last question is actually to Prof. So you mentioned about AI future is the agentic as well as the so-called physical AI. So those are the AI model that making decision on behalf of human being. What sort of safety and governance required to monitor the accuracy, the safety, and the reliability of those AI solutions? Thank you.
Thank you, Sip. I'll take the first and second questions. So in fact, for your first and second question are contradicting with each other, because the first question you're asking about sharing of the data. You also quoted an example, hospital, patient data. And then your second question is about the privacy. So when we talk about the medical data or patient data, I think that is really categorized under the private data, and you also fall under the privacy kind of protections. So, but I do agree with you that how can we provide more quality data for this purpose. Yesterday, I had a meeting with FMM. Any rep from FMM? Just now I heard FMM also attending this forum. Live. I had the meeting with FMM Selangor. So one of the very good questions raised by the FMM Selangor was after the gas pipe explosion, we do not have the comprehensive data about the affected factories. And now we are in the rescuing stage, like we are helping the factories to restore the supply or to help them to get the alternative energy for them to resume into their operations. But none of us has the complete data about these factories and also the supply chain. So the discussion was about how can we develop a system to capture all the data, including their supply chain. In future, if we have any other accidents happens or any emergency, we can quickly find an alternative to help the industry. So this back to your question about the data. So this is again another group of big data that I think probably ACCIM, we can also work together to think about it, how to make this a process better and to have a more quality data. Thank you.
Your question is very good and have challenging. Challenge is good. I think I only tell you, technology is an innovation, and the future must meet all requirements, include safety, include other problem. I just say, now AI only first stage. Future is long. So I think the question is very good and challenging, but it must slower in future. Thank you.
Maybe I supplement YB mentioned about the sharing of data. I think for information, the Minister of Economy, Ravisi, is looking into this act, Omnibus Act, which they want to make sure that all the government agency were willing to share the data. And I think they are looking into the act. Because I think the experience that we encounter during the COVID-19, we want to be helping all this targeted recipient. But the EPF, the SOCSO, the Inland Revenue, they cannot share because each of them regulated under different act. Okay, so I think they are looking into that. Thank you.
Looks like we're really deep seeking what's behind DeepSeek. I think we'll take a 5 minutes break before we move on to the discussion. So we'll be back in 5 minutes at 11:15. Yeah, I think they're preparing. Hello? Mic test? Mic test? Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin in 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin shortly. Please be seated. May I call the forum to order? Now, to ensure a smooth experience for all, may we request that you set your phone to silent mode, please? We now move into the highlight of our forum today, the panel discussion, titled DeepSeek and the AI Landscape, Impact and Implications for Malaysia in the New AI Global Landscape. This session will be moderated by Engineer Professor Dr. Chang Yong Chun, Director of the XDU Utah Institute of Science, Technology and Innovation. Please welcome. The first panelist, Engineer Professor Dr. Yu Hong Tat, President of Utah. Mr. Tan Kuan Tai, Founder of the Digital Connect Society and Academy Program Lead. Mr. Bao Sheng Li, Solution Director of X-Fusion Technologies Malaysia Sdn Bhd. And we have Mr. Clement Song, Founder and Venture Partner of Sinovation Ventures and Chairman of Clement and Sinsin Foundation, who will be joining us virtually from abroad. Let us put our hands together for our moderator and in-person and online panelists. Over to you, Prof. Chang.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I think as the coordinator from the Utah, I think I may not have the chance to probably to say a word of appreciation later. So let me say something. The first one, Cindy, you have done a wonderful job. Thank you, Cindy. I think the other one, I think is a team from CMPS, the cameraman, I think the technical team, Mr. Peter, I think Mr. Tiong, you guys have done a wonderful, thank you for the technical team. And probably I think from the Utah Corporate Communication, I think from the Utah supporter, I think our VP, Professor Chong, so joining us, I think travel all the way from Kampa. Thank you so much. The other one, some of you, I believe every table there's a manual, the DeepSeek manual written in Mandarin. Okay, so you may wonder whether there's an English version. Yes, there is an English version, but it could be AI translated. So that's why the organizer only printed out the Mandarin version. So if you want, so this is the one I managed to get through the Baidu. So this is not the official DeepSeek manual. This is, I think, probably the presentation slide of a sharing by someone from Tsinghua University, China. So if you, I'm sure some of you does not know Mandarin, my apologies for that. So if you like the English version, so you can always reach out to me. You reach out to me, then I will send you the English version. Thank you. Okay, so I think basically, let me introduce, I think, the first one, Professor Yu, the president of Utah, Mr. Katie, my longtime friend. So now he's an AI entrepreneur. Joining us, I think, Mr. Bao, ex-Huawei, now the director of X-Fusion. He just traveled from Guangzhou to here yesterday. So I think basically, from now, basically, it's more to business oriented, not so technical. I think basically for this just now, probably for the first half an hour, you'll be more to the technical. I'm sure some are technical guy, but from rest assured, it will be very layman term. I think basically the first question, I think to basically every speaker probably have about 15 minutes. The last one will be to Clement Song, who is actually joining us online from Kyoto. Okay, the first question to Professor Yu. DeepSeek, basically one of the DeepSeek strength, it is mathematical model, reasoning, so it's good in coding, the generation and logical detection. So from the point of view, for example, the AACCIM, the public listed company, the Tome, so from the SME, there are lots of the SME here today. So could you share with us what opportunity the DeepSeek open source it present for Malaysia University, or more specifically for Malaysia SME and probably even public listed company?
Thank you. Okay, so basically, I would like to share a little bit of a story. I first came across the word AI about 30 years ago. At that time, I was studying at MIT, and there's an AI building there. So that's how I got to know, and I still remember during that time, they were trying to see how they can automate the automated reply of the emails, so that you can read the contents of email, you auto reply and all that. So that was the stage at that time lah. Okay, but over these years, you can see a lot of development. And just now, thanks to Professor Lee, he has presented to us about the DeepSeek and also how it is compared to the ChatGPT. But basically, what we can see is actually, because I also worked in Intel before as a process development engineers. And normally, when we design any kind of model, any kind of system, we try to be, sometimes we may need to, especially at the R&D stage, we have to do some over-design a little bit, because we are not too sure. You have the buffer, you try to see, make sure that you capture everything you want so that you can perform well and all that. So I suppose that if you look at ChatGPT and also DeepSeek, the comparison will be that during a ChatGPT, because it's one of the earliest large language model, so some of the things in terms of the model, in terms of the parameters, they also try to be actually more a little bit of over design, or a little bit of actually putting more buffers into this and all that. So when DeepSeek comes in and all that, they look at the large language model, they look at it, they find out that, hey, why not that you look at it, if you try to actually change this parameter or reduce this component and all that, you find out that the result is still quite okay. Why are we actually putting so much resources in it? So from the optimization point of view, they have been able to actually look at the whole model itself, different modules inside the whole large language model, and then simplify, optimize, and still get very good results. I think basically this is the key message. Okay, that's why I think when at the last slide of the Professor Lee, he mentioned that now we have focused, for AI implementation, we have to focus on 4 major views. First is actually, of course, power optimization, because you still need to optimize the power. The other one is algorithm optimization, and then also good quality of data, because now they are receiving all this kind of data, and if all the ChatGPT or DeepSeek is also, if they are also learning from the data submitted by the user, easily they may be influenced as well. Because whatever the data submitted, if you feedback to the whole large language model, and then if you, because of this one, the parameters, values have to be changed, then slowly they are also influenced by the world. So in this case, good quality data is getting more and more important. So for companies who want to implement this, they have to ensure that this data stage is very important to have good quality data. Just like us, human being, we are actually influenced by many things. So if we continue to collect bad data, we may make the wrong decision as well. Okay. So, and then the fourth one is actually the model framework, which he say that the DeepSeek's actually approach and also attempt actually tell us something, that it is possible that we modify, it is possible we improve on the current model, and in who knows, in future, this is not the ultimate model of AI. There are more things coming out, and some of the AI gurus are actually suggesting that the current AI are actually trained based on the text-based or image-based or video-based kind of information, but it's never about the real experience of human, real experience of business activities and all that. So who knows, in future, people are trying to see that whether you can actually embed this into a AI robots, so the AI robots will continue to collect data, live together with us, and then improve the model. That may be actually more realistic, humanistic AI models. So I just add a little bit, because just now on the table, they asked me to also help to add a little bit of the explanation. Okay, so in terms of Malaysian company, I think it is very important when we look at all this wave of innovation. Remember the time when smartphone was introduced at that time? And nowadays, nobody needs any teaching or any training for them to actually install the new apps and then learn it themselves. Everybody is actually capable of doing so. So I would say that in this, when we are facing all kinds of new innovation, wave of innovations and all that, not just AI, no, but there are also many technologies coming out, stem cell, cognitive science, this genetic engineering, energy fusion. There will be more coming out and all that. So when we are facing all this wave of the innovations and all that, one thing that is very important for companies is actually we must actually be willing to try. Just like we are in the ocean, you know, ocean with wave of innovation coming towards you. What you can do is actually we must actually know how to swim. In order to know how to swim, it's not just by watching YouTube video and you know how to swim. The companies must spend some time, some resources to try out. Only trying out, then only you know whether it is okay or not, or this is what is claimed by the expert that it can solve your problem. Just like sometimes people say, I can create an image by actually asking AI to help. But after testing and all that, then you know now, even by asking AI to create an image for you, you have to be very careful. You have to make sure that the content is correct, the image is correct and all that. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay? So this is true experience and all that. This is true experience. Okay? So just like when last time when we used ATM machine, you know, there are people had tried to know the PIN number was actually not securely protected. Then there were actually cases like that one. So the same thing. So I will actually advise SME, SMI, or big company, no matter where you are, we must have this growth mindset, willing to learn, and then asking a team of your company who are interested in this area, ask this small team to go and explore. And then by exploring, by testing it and all that, then you know which part can be adopted into the businesses, into the company operation, and how it can enhance. And then throughout this whole process, just like DeepSeek, do a lot of optimization so that you can actually get the best return and output. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. I think as mentioned by Professor Yu, so one of the probably the keyword, the message, the first one is to try out. So I have a suggestion. I think there are so many organizations here. Probably the Tome Berha, for example. I think so. There are so many organizations. So I would like to suggest, for example, I think so now probably a lot of the CEO, probably the bosses, they are thinking about maybe how to give up to the year-end annual bonuses, if any. So for the year-end bonuses, perhaps the company can try out, for example, if you want to have more bonus, for example, last year it was 1 month, now you have to get 1.5 months, you have to show that you are using AI to improve your productivity. So if you want to have more bonuses this year, so perhaps this is one of the ways. So if you give some motivation to the staff, so if you don't make use of the AI, probably you maybe get a maximum of half a month. You want to get more, then you have to show that you are using AI to enhance the company in whatever way. So I believe perhaps, so this could be one of the ways to speed up the AI adoption, AI implementation for the companies. Yeah. So this is just a little suggestion. I think the other, perhaps the next question also goes to Professor Yu. So the DeepSeek. So DeepSeek, as compared to DeepSeek is open source model, as compared to OpenAI, the ChatGPT basically is more like proprietary, the APIs based. So for this kind of the DeepSeek open source model, so perhaps how the university or how the SME, even the publicly listed company, MNC, they can leverage on this, the DeepSeek open source mode?
I think for all this, like even Llama model or the DeepSeek and others, some of them, what they call open source is not really that all the codes are shared with us lah. It's basically they have a basic model you can download, and then the weights are also available to you. That means the training has been done. You can actually use all these weights or all these values in the parameters, and then you can start fine tuning to suit for your company's use and all that. So in this case, I would say that it is actually a very good exercise and all that. And nowadays, if you look at it, they are trying to actually come up with different models. Some of them with different sizes of the parameters, so that some even if your own desktop you can download and you can run it. And there are also now even the NVIDIA or even the company we are very familiar with, Phison, they have come up with all those chips and also a board that actually can allow us to do this kind of computation with cheaper costs. So this is something that we can use it. So again, what I suggest is actually if any companies, when they want to adopt this kind of AI strategy, there are a few ways, okay? Of course, the first way is actually we give the training and then we start using it, the cloud-based AI model. For example, you have access to DeepSeek, have access to ChatGPT, you ask them to give you a suggestion of a certain thing and all that, or to prepare your presentation, or to prepare your speech. All this, I think, the whole company can use it, but of course have to use it with care. Again, use it with care. So this is something that I think the first stage that we can encourage them to do. And from there, the second one is actually to develop their actually culture, habits that whenever, like we all know that Google, we have been using Google and others to search for information. So until after the stage that we are so familiar with this, anything that you want to find information, you say, let's Google it. Right? So why not in futures, then when we are thinking about concept, you want to know about other people's idea, you want to know what is the status, what we call the literature survey of this one, you use the ChatGPT or DeepSeek to go and find out what is the scenario now. Like for example, I'm trying to open a shop in Bukit Bintang, so maybe I can check the opinions about DeepSeek or ChatGPT about the opening a shop, what kind of shop is suitable. But this is as reference, not your own decision, okay? Yes, and also not the single source of reference. You still need to go to the local place, you need to survey around and all that. So this is just a reference for you. So that will be the second stage of using AI. Then the third stage is actually you might want to actually see how AI agent can help you. You might actually have a team of in a company, build out a small team, the technical team, they can download these small models and then test it and then feed with your own company data, because you don't want to use cloud, so you want to protect your own data, feed with your own company data, and then try to use it, whether you can use it to train a company chatbot or company rules and regulations a robot that when people ask anything about the company's rules and regulation or operations, that chatbot will be able to reply. So this is actually the third stage by utilizing AI agents and all that. Then of course the fourth stage will be even more, that you have a larger technical team, you are willing to actually test more things, you want to customize how to integrate the AI agents into your actual operations, like how your vehicles can be implemented by connecting the vision and also the LLM model, the AI model, and together with your operation, so that you can optimize the whole process. That will be actually the further stage of this kind of implementation using AI. I'm sure our other panelists will have more examples to share. And then of course the fifth one is actually going to the R&D even like DeepSeek. We might want to explore that. Maybe we think that in Malaysia we are multicultural, multiracial country and all that. So maybe we should come up with a model which understand and appreciate the different values, different culture, so that in his reply and his way of handling, it will always be actually more considerate and always can actually think about from multi perspectives and all that. We can always come up with this one at the 5th stage of R&D. And then who knows, maybe we come up with our Malaysian version of DeepSeek and all that. Because DeepSeek has proven to us that it is possible. Thank you.
Yep. So perhaps I can ask another one more question, the last question to Professor Yu. Okay. Let's say for a company, probably a huge company like Dorme or probably, for example, Mary Brown, so may have the budget to implement the DeepSeek, probably, for example, to implement the AI into the business. But some of I think there are lots of the SME here today. Some of the SME, they may not have the budget, probably they may not have the budget to engage XFusion, so to come up with probably all the AI chatbots and so on. So in this one, so Professor Yu, my question is, so if a small company, probably I think the SME, they would like to go into the AI, but they have limited budget. So how the SME can probably effectively work together with university like Utah in coming up with probably the prototype of the AI product, for example?
Thank you. Of course, one way is actually more at the development stage. The university, for example, our universities, we are working with some companies. Like for example, we are now actually testing one model, which is a robot vehicle that you can automatically navigate, explore, and then from the video images, and you automatically construct the 3D images of the person or object trace, and then to react. It's just like a baby, how the baby when actually walking around and try to explore the world surrounding it, and then try to understand and try to build its own physical model. Okay, so that we're having something, and we're also helping some organization to develop a chatbot, which actually I mentioned just now, to include or to incorporate all the data which is actually customized for that particular organization or company, so that they can do it internally use. And then we also get involved in some other projects. I think this is actually more about development project. Sometimes it's based on the special needs of the company. But I suppose there are also companies in Malaysia that do all these AI solutions, that provide AI solutions. For example, they have actually implemented this one, or they have actually import some other solutions or elsewhere. And this, normally, they can actually provide the quick solutions to the SME, SMI with a little bit of cost, but I think with their implementation, just like, for example, when we say we want to set up our own email system, of course, if you have a technical team, then you ask the technical team, in-house technical team, to build out the email system and to even evaluate different email systems before you choose. But if you don't have, sometimes there are company, IT solutions company will come in there, okay, we have the experience of incorporating or implementing this Microsoft email system, Google email systems and all that, and this is the package and all that, then for the company to choose. So I suppose to develop the AI industry in Malaysia, we need to actually build up this ecosystem. Then there will be, it's possible for all more SME, SMI to actually participate in it, and then to really use it to enhance the business, their business activities, and then to improve the performances, and overall help Malaysia to become more competitive. It has to be a collective effort from the industry, academia, government, and all sectors to be involved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much to Professor Yu. I think perhaps let's move on. Let's move on to the second panelist speaker, Mr. Tan Kuan Tai. So Mr. Tan Kuan Tai, I know him probably close to 10 years. He's now, I would say, AI entrepreneur. So the first question to Katie, to you. From the, I think, basically there are lots of the SME here today, I think especially those representatives from ACC, CIM. So I believe majority of them, they are SME. Of course, they are also public listed company, they are the large corporation here today. From the perspective of the Malaysian business, no matter SME, the public listed multinational company. So what are the primary advantages and disadvantages of the DeepSeek open source model? So one of the uniqueness about DeepSeek, it is open source. So for the DeepSeek open source model, so what are the advantages? And probably how the SME here, how the companies in Malaysia, so they can probably work together with your company, they can leverage on the open source model of the DeepSeek. Pass to you, Katie.
Okay. So thanks, Dr. Jiang and Prof. Yu as well. So Prof. Yu actually is my lecturers during my university time. This that long, right? So basically, come to this DeepSeek, OpenAI, and things like that. We are talking about the open source. We are talking about the open source, the closed system, and things like that. So the main thing is still reside to the right of use and the data itself, right? Whether you get enough transparency, right? Whether how this engine being modelized, right? So it's important for us to understand whether if you are in the open environments, you are looking for some things which is easy for you to obtain, and then unbiasedness, right? So the open source maybe is something that you are looking at, right? So except you are looking for something very specific, tailor-made environment, or you are actually in this looking into the LM, which is for example in the Google, in the Gemini, right? So they are very much focused into the multi-modeling integration kind of environments, right? For the kind of purpose use, then this is where you are having a focus area to go to, right? So that is one part of it. On the other part of it, I was suppose come to this open source, you were able to gather the information from the communities. It's a feedback from communities. This will able to help you to let's say provide this more open informations, right? How you are able to build your models compared to this closed loop environment, right? And definitely the other side is a cost of adoption, right? It will be cheaper for you to look into that as well, right? So, but to the SME and the large corporate, I was suppose the two sides of it, right? Whether in an SME environment, whether you are looking because they do not have their own data sets. So because they do not have their own technical knowledge how to work it out, right? They leverage more into this community's feedback into this open source environments. DeepSeek is one of the areas that they can look into, right? And especially when in the open source you have lower the cost, then for that, then easier for them to adopt as well, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So I think So thank you to Katie for the first question. So, but perhaps let me share with probably every one of you some application scenario. Some of the companies in Malaysia, they are currently looking at how some of the companies they leverage on the open source model of on the DeepSeek. For example, let's say that I talk about my own organization, Utah. So every organization, especially a huge organization like Utah, there are tons of the SOP, for example. There are tons of the SOP, for example, there's a leave application, overseas travel application, local travel application, for example. So some of the companies, they are reluctant to do the AI chat box online. For example, if before the DeepSeek came out, in order to have the AI chat box, they may have to probably use the cloud-based open API, the model. So in order to do that, so the first thing, all the application, it may have to sit on the cloud. And organization like Utah, So in order to train the LLM model, we have to put all the Utah SOP into the cloud. And everybody will think, so what about the data security? So we put so many kind of data into the cloud. Eventually, it will still get trained. Eventually, Utah will still have the AI chatbots, but it comes with a risk, it comes with a danger. So we imagine the domain, the boss, put the domain, the entire organization, you put all your internal organization, the SOP into the cloud. Are you able to trust the cloud? So this is a question mark. So something good about the DeepSeek, it is because it's open source, you can do it at your own premise. The Utah, we can probably invest a little bit. So with the help of some consultant, we can come out with probably some offline, the mix of offline or online, the AI chatbox for the Utah internal stuff. Let's say I want to go for overseas travel. How should I apply? Please give me the form. So please give me the SOP. Otherwise, every time, so the organization, we have to log on to the intranet and search what is a procedure. So sometimes it is a little bit tedious. So my question to you, the KT. So some of the company, they know that, oh, it is a good. So it is a good, so for example, I can have my own, the company, the AI chatbox, let's say the company AI chatbox, they know, but they are short of the budget, they may not have the talent, they may not be able to hire the talent. As you know, the hiring the AI talent in Malaysia, it may not be cheap, it is a little bit challenging. So for the SME, if they want to have some AI solution, the AI chatbox or some, so how can they probably start off with? Is there any cheaper way? The company like probably Tomei, they may have the budget to deploy whatever they want. But a lot of SME, they want to do something. The simplest one is the AI chatbox for the customer service. But they got no budget, they have limited budget. So what is your suggestion, Katie?
Basically, number one is we have to be very clear on what we want to do with that first, right? If you, for example, you want to build a chatbot, but the chatbot, you must have a purpose on it, right? Because without that, then I will suppose whether DeepSeek that you employ, right, can give you the kind of reasoning models, can give you the kind of outcome, there will be question mark, right? So as what Dr. Zhang mentions, right, when you come to the application for travel, right, you must look in the data about all the company practices and the rules and regulation about the claim for the traveling, right, before you can do that. So it's the same thing here. Before you want this implementation, then you have to be clear on your requirements first. Then there's the first thing. Then come to that, I would suppose one way that DeepSeek can benefit on that is because it's an open source, right? The cost is almost like 95% cheaper than the normal open this LLM in the market, right? So that will help you to reduce your cost a lot, right? And the second part of it, because to do this implementation, you know what you have, right? You do not need to spend a lot of technical efforts to build your own model. Indeed, you can look into the fine-tuning modeling, right, within it, so that you were able to help you to go into the data informations, derivations that you want in order to achieve that. So it will help you to reduce the cost as well, right? And to this SME especially, I was supposed in the market, there's a lot of ready available simple application in the market, right? But the most important thing is how you are engaging with them to help you to build that modeling, right? Come to that perspective. I suppose today there's also a lot of low code, no code environment, right? Which because this kind of engine system will help to reduce a lot of effort of developments and also reduce the cost of implementation as well, right?
Okay. Yep. So I think probably we stop for KT for a while. So maybe let's go to the next speaker, Mr. Bao Seng Lee. So from China Exfusion. So basically, so just now, I think three of us, me, myself, Professor Yu, Mr. Tan, so we are from Malaysia. So probably from the China, I think, so there are lots of the AI application in China. So especially after DeepSeek came out. So, and I believe a lot of lots of the SME, small medium industry in China, so they are currently looking into how to leverage the DeepSeek open source model. I think something good about the China system, I think the WeChat ecosystem is very good. There are a lot of the mini program, so in WeChat, for example, so probably, perhaps, are you able to share some examples of how the SME in China, they are leveraging, they are making use of what are they doing with the DeepSeek? So is it because of the WeChat, the mini program in China, does it make it a little bit easier for the SME to work together with the company like Xfusion, so to come out with probably the AI chat box, because everything some sort of the integrated into the WeChat? Yeah.
Okay, so actually just from Xfusion, if you're familiar with this company, so we focus on this ST domain, and just like the questions, we already have the risk experience in China market regarding the DeepSeek. Actually, just 1 year before, our company, we already started the cooperation with DeepSeek, and now till today, we have run more than 1,000 of the projects in China market for the DeepSeek, because you know before all the giant companies they using the large training cluster, but that's too much expensive. But since this DeepSeek, give you example, so you can just using one GPU model server, can just local deployment it, so it will be reduce the cost. And just give example for if you are running a company, a small company, maybe just 200 or 500 people. So we already have the best practice, and this one already launched in China. So just deploy one server, and then just make the rack depends on your company. So for the, for example, financial company, right? So you have your local data, and by this local data, and we just provide the dedicated the rack IAG, and then your company, all your employee, any new employee comes, just ask queries, and this DeepSeek will feedback you the right answer. And before, for the financing company, all the data is sensitive. Before they need to upload to the cloud to make the training. But now, today in China, they just make it yourself, your data center. Maybe not a data center, your room, put one server there. That's enough. This is the example. And another one is about the public. You know, in China, the population is huge, right? So when I'm just feeling ill, I want to go to the hospital. And I should just make in the queue to waiting for the doctor to check for me. But nowadays, in China, most of the top 3 level, this hospital, they launch DeepSeek and deploy in the hospital itself, data center. And what function they provide? They provide is the AI doctor. Okay, so for example, I have some, I'm sick, ill, and I just take a picture. I take a picture and upload, and the AI doctor will just give me feedback. And we already test it, the real one. Last month, I have the same problem. I go to the doctor, the doctor gave me some medicine, but this time I just check with the AI doctor with DeepSeek, and the same medicine. The treatment is the same. It means it will more pre-decision. And this is the 2 scenario. So for Malaysia market, I think we can just bring the successful experience in China. So we have hundreds of the APP supplier in China. So we can bring here, and we can also develop your own AI ISV. Because I have traveled to Malaysia a few times before. I talked to a few of our AI company here, and you already have the basic technology. You can provide the AI camera to make the AI model to monitor all the, for example, the plant is if there are any disease, right? Before you using the very huge training cluster, but nowadays your SME, your AI company just using the DeepSeek and reduce the cost and shorten the time to the market. So here is my suggestion.
Okay, so the next question also goes to Mr. Bao. I think probably, so perhaps Mr. Bao can give some advice, can give some suggestion, because over here there are represented attendants, representative from the food and beverage, some cafe operator, some probably from the retail, some from retail, some from, for example, from the education, from the university. Perhaps, so Mr. Bao, you can share a little bit, so from your experience in China, so how the China, for example, there are lots of the bubble tea in Malaysia. So how the China food and beverage, perhaps how the China retail, for example, the clothes retail, whatever type of retail, they are leveraging the AI, so to be more productive. Yeah, perhaps you can share a little bit on your experience from China.
Okay, so regarding the retail part, you know the supermarket, right? And now, from China, there's a few AI chipset company like Huawei, Kunlunxin, Biren, Muxi. So they have the cost-effective the product, small one edge product. So the retail industry, they just deploy this the edge solution, just a small hardware, right? And then make the video camera, make the connection, and then to just you can just release your human resource. Before you need employ hundreds of the your employees, right? But after using this AI function to reduce one, you just need one or two the manager, and then all these goods will be monitored by the AI camera. And what the end customer consumer comes, he just pick up whatever you want, and the video camera will just check it and show the price. And when you before you go out of the shop, will be check and printing the bill. You just pay by WeChat Pay. So this is the one we already launched in China, and actually we already bring this one to Europe region. So if Malaysia, I think we can just bring the same solution. Yeah.
So I think yeah. Perhaps Katie can add a little bit.
So just now we are talking about the DeepSeek and things like that. Then now you are talking about the use cases. I suppose in Malaysia, maybe referring to the ground here, there could be two areas. One is in the retails, one is in the maybe agriculture, farming, right? So on the retail side, I would suppose beside of the hardware play, there's other things that we can really move in. For example, in the retail, we can go through the sales cycles or the business cycles, right? Starting from the promotional, right? So when we start from promotional, for example, instead of today, when you want to sell a product, right? You need to send the whole product samples to the persons that to the promoter, so for them to understand, to use and sell. But when you are conducting this online, it can be a different story. You can use the AI, right, to understand the pictures, right? They can gather the information about this product, and then together with they come to this AI avatars, this kind of functionalities to do a digital marketing promotion, right? So then the other example is on the farming side, for example, right? So just now I have a discussion with one of the this attendee here, right? So when you are doing the farming, the few areas we have to consider, right? Number one is on the cost, because farming is the goods are in the low value, right? So how you are able to use this AI inject into the IoT sensors outcome or input, right? For you to reduce the cost and at the same time to increase the productivity yield, right? That would be one of the areas that we can use the AI on that. For example, right? Come to the this productivity side, we can understand from the sensor input, then we can further study in order to make sure that the fruits, for example, right? Just now we are talking about the coconuts, right? So how we make sure the coconut is watery enough, there's a lot of meat, right? So the size of the coconut is almost the same, right? Every time they grow, right? So for this, it's not just input of the sensors about these minerals that you enough or not, right? Whether you have the water pH level is enough or not. All this is just an input. But the AI will able to crawl the information from the others agriculture's experience, right? In order for you to go to this size, for you to come out to with this kind of these qualities, right? So what you need to improve, and then what is the step you need to do? There's a recommendation they can provide. Right? This is all part of the function of the DeepSeek, provide the reasoning functionality, modeling, right? In order to help you to do better, then improve the productivity use. These are some of the examples that put in.
Okay, so just for another part, retail. The first section is about the retail is like a supermarket, and the second section regarding the retail is about the online shop. So so our company Xfusion, we have run the successful case for the AI recommendation for online shopping. So we have already provided the solution to Jingdong and Alibaba. So the online shopping part, I think you are familiar with something, but something today I'm talking about maybe you have not heard before. So firstly, maybe you are already familiar is about the AI recommendation. When the online shop system just embed our AI solution, have you checked what you are searching for? Maybe you are searching for the pregnant, or you are searching for the milk, or you are searching for the kids clothes. So the AI will know also you just make this is your desired purchase information there. And next time when you just come to visit this online shop, and the system will make the recommendation, right? But today give you one more recommendation, because I have the experience in ICT for CT domain around almost 20 years. So we have the information is about the location information when you're using the mobile phone, right? When you walk there, any place, right? The BTS, they will just collect where location you are, where about the nearby any shop, and by just connect with the city, it means IT plus the city, the system will know the real-time location where you are. And if you are nearby the bar, and the system will just make a recommendation to you. Here is the bar, maybe you can just visit, and there's a discount, big sale. And also, if you are familiar with, you are using a mobile phone, right? So every time you watch the football game, and the system will just get the information, also maybe you are fans of the football, right? And when your person just watch nearby some football museum, and also the AI system just give you a recommendation. So here has a bigger sales. There will be one match, right? So here is my second session is for the online shopping part. Okay.
Okay, so I think, so I need to just ask a simple question before I move on to the last, the moderator, I think, from joining us from Japan. I think the one, I believe probably lots of participants today, they are interested, let's say. So one of the strength of the DeepSeek open source model is, for example, an organization, they can deploy probably for the HR purposes from the day they come from onboarding, orientation, for example, in the future. So in the future, the HR orientation may be dealing with the machine. So they probably, for example, the machine, the AI will give you lots of orientation. And probably some organization, they say, they may ask a question, I would like to develop the in-house AI chatbox for the company. So to ask different kinds of the HR, what is this policy, what is that policy, how do I apply for this one, for example. And usually this is a little bit confidential because so the company may not want to probably put so many of their SOP on the cloud. They want to deploy their on-premise, the AI chatbot solution. So the simple question, assuming an organization of 100 staff, so what is the estimated budget a company roughly in the range of how much in order to develop, if let's say everything is outsourced, what is roughly the estimated budget? So to develop this kind of the AI chatbox for the in-house HR method, Mr. Bao. Any roughly what is the range?
Okay, so from our company, we just sell a lot of solution in the market, and we have the best practice is about the concurrent transaction. So it means around 20 employee will occupy one concurrent transaction. So if suppose you are using 100 employee, so it means the concurrent transaction will be just around 5, almost maximum is 10. So this one is very low one, and suppose this scenario just launch the initial one, so we call it the DeepSeek Lite, right? So depends on the company industry. You know, if for DeepSeek, it's just for the translation. For the translation part, this company just 7B is enough for DeepSeek. But if your company is focused on the IT part, for example, for the coding, your company just coding and develop a new software, and the 7B is not enough. It will be much more high transaction and will be reach around 14 to 32B, and the maximum is 32B. So today I make the assumption is 32B for this 100 employees of the company, right? Whatever you just run your business for the translation, for IT, for financing, or something like that. So 32B is enough. And if you run your 32B, so the servers, for the GPU servers, you just need one server with a 4 GPU card. And this one depends on your selection, because if you want the cheap one, you can just select the consuming GPU card, like the NVIDIA 4080 or 4090, something like that. That's very, very cheap, right? It's just around $10,000. And if you want the data center one, the data center has provide much high reliability, and that one will be is R20 or something like the 800, H100. It's just a card, not SSMX, and that one will be around cost $100,000. So this is the infrastructure, and on top of that, you need deploy the platform, the DeepSeek, the basic model, and on top of that is the AI applications. So during this step, you need the fine-tuning. So here, the fine-tuning cost will be around 20,000. This one is just cost in Malaysia, maybe the Malaysia ringgit, right? And the besides this one, it also needs power consumption. And that one will be, I think, around 100,000 or something like that. So the total consumption, the budget is will be more than $100,000 so for the DC level.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it means $100,000 probably a company probably convert to Malaysia ringgit needs to spend about close to $500,000, close
Yeah,
to
that-
$500,000
Oh,
just
I
for
want
one AI HR chatbox.
I just give you is I'm focused on the data center part, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if suppose that I mentioned before, if you want a cheaper one, like the consumer product, right? Consumer product is just around the in China market we have around 200,000 China yuan. Consuming
Okay.
product.
Okay, consumer.
Yeah.
So
So depends.
Yeah.
But
So
with-
your depends can be as cheap as about 200,000 yuan, probably about 120,000 the ringgit Malaysia. Yep. So probably the budget so can be from 100,000 ringgit Malaysia to $500,000. Yep. So this is a rough figure, but I believe a lot of the company they could be interested to know what is the estimated amount.
So maybe we can do some indication more affordable to show to the SME how you can actually do it, right? So whatever that Mr. Pao mentions, right? It could be from the standing of the enterprise. They want to have the whole thing dedicated for themselves, but this dedicated RAM for themselves, it can become from two way. Either you are owning the whole infrastructure yourself in your DC, or you are owning this application usage rights by yourself, right? So the cost will be a lot of differences, right? What we mentioned just now is you're owning the whole infrastructure hosting within yourself in your own data centers, right? Then you have to take the total cost for ownership of the whole things. Then there could be the cost on it, right? But to the SME on the ground, then maybe today you just want to try out, right? You just want to see whether you create an impact in your organization. For example, instead of you are spending 3 headcount on this supporting all the staff, right? You can retrain the headcount to do other stuff, and then you retain one focus on this, and this together with for example, the HR agent, right? So it's a bot service that having all your company knowledge base into it, right? Then including maybe together with the because we are also building the fine-tuning engine. This fine-tuning engine is working together with this HR expertise in the industry. So you were able to help to provide additional module called HR advisory, right? To this employer, for example, right? When you want to engage a staff or you want to do a new hire, right? How you're going to manage your this agreement and things like that? How you're going to contract the staff and things like that? They were able to give you the advice from the AI bot itself, right? So for these kind of solutions, it can go as low as 50 ringgit a month, right? Or it can go as with the advisory services, vary from 50 ringgit to the 1 or 200 or even to 1,000. But no matter how, this is become an OPEX for you to try, for you to use. It become very affordable, accessible for you, right? You have no worry about technically you have a technical team to handle this system or not, right? Then that's first thing. And the second thing, you do not need to worry about the compliance, because when it comes to the HR things, we are talking about the local regulatory and compliance to the country, right? So because it's handled by the group of this HR knowledge base, right? So, and then the third thing, you do not need to worry about this upfront investment. So make the adoption barrier much more lower for you, right? So there's a lot of way, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of way how you want to implement AI, right? You can go as similar like how the SaaS model outside, or you can go to the full dedication model yourself. Depends on whether how you want to control your data information, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I think due to time limitation, I have to switch to the online speaker. Hi, good afternoon, Clement. Clement, are you able to hear me from Kyoto?
I can.
Hi, yep, good afternoon, Clement. Yep, so thank you so much for waiting. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Kyoto. Yep, so my first question to you, I think basically just for the information, I think on probably the attendees, Clement now is based in Kyoto. His background basically more to entrepreneur, so on the VC, on the tech company, he has lots of experience. So probably no matter in the East or in the West, basically he's now based in Japan. So hi Clement, my first question over to you is for Malaysian entrepreneur. So they are looking to build AI power businesses. So now there are lots of opportunity related to AI power businesses. Perhaps they would like to leverage on the DeepSeek open source model. So what advice will you give them regarding they may think that they have got a brilliant idea, but they are short of budget. They would like to go to the VC to raise some budget. So what makes, from your point of view, what makes an AI startup particularly attractive to VC nowadays? Any specific tips from you? So for those probably AI startup company, they would like to raise the money from the VC. Clement, I pass to you.
All right. Well, first of all, I apologize. I really wish I could be there. I have many good close friends in Malaysia, and also I really missed the Durian there. And my background is in entrepreneurship. So I built my companies and in China before, and also in the US. And now I spend half my time in Japan, half my time in the US, in the Bay Area. Well, so going back to the question, I think first of all, for consumers of AI, end consumers or enterprises consumers, the cost is getting lower and lower. And this is fantastic news, right? So this means that the potential addressable market is getting larger and larger, and it creates more opportunity for entrepreneurs. So, of course, for Malaysian entrepreneurs as well. But for entrepreneurs, so you can now basically leverage open source models and to really fine-tune your own model or distill a smaller model and for your own use cases at really low cost. And this is enabled by DeepSeek. And I think there is going to be the future models by other companies, by DeepSeek, that's going to continue to drive the cost down. And then the ease of adoption will continue. And so, there's still going to be a lot of some cost, I think previous panelists mentioned, but it's much, much more attainable. So now, if you want to know how to do it, you can actually consult ChatGPT or DeepSeek, and then they will give you some advice as well. Very reasonable advice if you try it. And but for now, for a startup company trying to create sustainable value and to stay competitive, previously we have to look into the future to maybe 3 years and 5 years out to strategize how we can build our technology or our roadmap to build a moat, to build a competitive edge so that we can succeed, in our venture, right? So that's what everybody, VCs will look at, and that's what entrepreneurs will have to think about. So today, I think with the fast evolving AI capabilities, finding that edge becomes extremely important, right? Because, you can say everybody's a rapper towards AI or rappers around AI, but you still need some edge to enable your business to be competitive in the future. And you want to avoid, to the best possible, that your edge will not be diminished by the future updates of these models. You don't want to build a company, build some products, and then basically what you did gets eliminated by the future model updates. So this is something that you really have to be cautious about. So when VCs look into this, look into this field, and certainly there are just tremendous opportunities and tremendous sort of new opportunities. I mean, if you look through the lens of AI, everything will be changed in the next 5 to 10 years. So there's definitely very exciting. But I think finding that edge and then finding that sort of moat that you can build around is going to be extremely important for this new wave of entrepreneurs.
Okay, so I think probably due to time limitation, perhaps I just ask one more question to Clement. So so for today, today main topic, it is a DeepSeek. For DeepSeek, everybody knows basically the models come from China. So Clement, my question to you is, let's say for example I build probably AI business-based AI startup model by making use of the DeepSeek open source model, and I'm actually targeting to the US business. I launch a startup company in Malaysia. I may think my idea is fantastic, everything leveraging the DeepSeek, the model, but I'm actually targeting the US business. Do you think if you have problem? So what is your view on this, Clement?
Okay, so first of all, using DeepSeek, there's no problem. You just have to really curate the data in the region. All right. So basically, once you use the open source model, and then when you start to collect user data, and then when you start to operate the inferences, of the model, you want to keep the servers or the data, user data in that region. So in the US, you don't want to run the user data back to Malaysia. So you want to keep the user data in the region. So that's actually very important. But in terms of adopting the DeepSeek model, you might have to do some fine tuning a little bit, because it was trained, and you understand that the regulations of China is slightly different. So you might actually want to retrain that a little bit, or when you distill it into a smaller model, to remove some of the regulation that it might not be applicable to your region or to the US. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. But there are hundreds, thousands of companies, and the small startups now trying to use DeepSeek or AI, whatever. There are so many different models to build their applications. And then, so the competitive landscape is actually very similar if you want to compete sort of like in the US stage. And then it's, what I just mentioned is super relevant, is what is your competitive edge? And then how can you have sustainable value creation? And these are the things that you have to address. And, either by having your domain expertise, right? So you can carry that over domain expertise to the US market or European market, or somehow you can have some proprietary data, to basically train your model differently, or to be able to run your model based on proprietary data, right? So some of the cases that was mentioned, there are many companies that want to keep their data in-house. So these are perfect examples to be able to use these proprietary data for your use case. And once you get the client, you'll be, they essentially are earning, you're providing solutions to your customers. And then they don't really care if you're using sort of DeepSeek or OpenAI or whatever tools, but you can actually still kind of provide the up-to-date technology to enable the solution that your customers needs. I think that's all the same. I think if you go to the US market, that will still be the same. And now the exciting time is, you no longer, with just a few people, because of the new tools enabled by AI, you can actually have very few people in your company and then do incredible things. That's the most exciting things that are happening. You no longer need like a 100-people team to be able to kind of do something, and and then now these kind of really powerful reasoning models and powerful AI models, and of course there are robotic solutions as well. Now kind of coming onto the to become platforms for entrepreneurs, and so you can actually build this amazing application with very few people, and so this is exciting times to start companies.
Okay. I would like to say that thank you so much to Mr. Clement, who joined us all the way from Kyoto, Japan. I think that's it for the panelist speaker. I think during the lunch session, probably any one of you have any questions, so you can always reach out to the Professor Yu, Mr. Tan, and Mr. Pao. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. I think for the next one, so I would like to invite a special speaker, Mr. Yong Kai Ping, who is the CEO of CDEC, to give a little bit of an introduction on CDEC, and probably how the companies can work together with CDEC on the AI roadmap. So let me invite Mr. Yong Kai Ping.
Kai Ping, I steal 1 minute from you. Just now on the application, I think Mr. Tan mentioned agriculture. Yeah, we are talking to Utah School of Engineering, trying to solve a problem. So in the exercise, I realized whether you want to use AI or not, it must address your most urgent pain point. Pain, what is your area? 痛的地方哈。Okay, I think all those SOPs about HR, retail, like in this room, we have Julie Biscuit, I think we have Mary Brown fried chicken, or nasi lemak, Spricer, right? Spricer, right? So I think with the place to start is, what is your pain point? Okay. I know nothing about farming. I go into the farm, I watch them, and they listen to the fertilizer seller. They try this, they try that, and when it's not happening, they put more fertilizer. Okay, how? No smart intelligence is in there. Okay, so we discover to know the health of your tree, you can measure the bricks of your tree's leaves. Bricks is the sugar level. Yeah, we all know photosynthesis. The leaves take sunlight, take water, take minerals, and then they create nutrients. And this nutrient is sugar. And the sugar get distributed to the roots and the branches to make the fruits as well. In the morning, 8 o'clock, when the tree wake up, the tree also wake up, okay? The bricks is usually low because after a night, it has sent out to the various branches. And then by 4 o'clock, after a full day with the hot sun, they make more sugar. So that is an indicator, a very easy indicator. So we talk to the engineers. To measure the leaves, we must find the relationship between the color of the leaves and the bricks level, right? So if the color is very dark, then the bricks is double digit, is high. So there are indices to show that if the index is double digit, that means the tree is healthy. If it's medium, then you need to do more. If it's low, then you need to do a lot more, okay, to look after the health of your tree. So this is precision. You can take a bricks of 5, a bricks of 9, a bricks of 15. Okay, 15 will be healthy, okay? Now I'm just describing the journey we are going through. And that is the journey we are trying to bring knowledge into farming. Precise. If I can produce leaf bricks all above double digit, that means the tree is functioning. The fertilizer apply is working. Yeah? Because now they don't have a KPI. They don't have a tool. So this all can be done with AI. The Utah School of Engineering, we're very happy they're working with us on this. I hope in 3 months I'll be able to report back to you, okay, which Musang King will buy. You will buy, okay? right? So this is an example because we've been talking in very general terms. So I wanted to give this. Okay, let's put our hands together for Yong Kai Ping.
Can you play my deck, please? Okay. YB and also distinguished guests. Let me just run through what we are progressing at the CDEC, which is Selangor Information Technology and Digital Economy Corporation. And our focus point is one is AI and also semiconductor transformation. I should play down, eh? No? Okay. 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 So our organization started since 2015. So this year is a 10-year anniversary. So we have generated 736.12 million on gross market value. 80+ program, touch base with 80,000 entrepreneurs. So in 2024 onwards, we are scaling from software to hardware, established the Malaysia Semiconductor IC Design Park together with Kementerian Economy. And we attracted global semiconductor players, supported 400+ IC engineers. And our milestone will be launch our IC Park 2 in Cyberjaya by Q4 2025. And we hope to empower additional 5,000+ entrepreneurs and SMEs. So these are the groups that we are working with. So we have the largest accelerator program in Malaysia in retail and also deep tech. Retail means e-commerce, fashion, and the rest. So what we want to do is to plug in AI services into them. While the deep tech is biotech, for example, and also in semiconductor and the rest. So these are the largest accelerator program. So these are the teams that came through with us, gone through, and then these are the reason, the live stream battle that we work together with TikTok using AI. Then this is our sales. So we help the we have the top e-commerce merchant award competition to celebrate the successful e-commerce seller through live stream and other services through TikTok. Used to be Lazada, Shopee, and then TikTok. So from the last year's results, we have achieved a good result in terms of this year. We break through 520 merchants participate with 158 million sales just within this last 2 months through the competition. And then, of course, we brought our startup together, the Malaysian startup. These are Malaysian startup, early stage startup, to a lot of international trip exhibition. So we are not exhibition only, but we went there, we met with the series of events, we met with the VCs, we met with our accelerator section and doing business matching. Those of you who have joined CDEC program know that this is a very tiring program because we run 10 hours per day. 10 to 12 hours per day, and also thanks to YB Ng, he's known as an Iron Man who worked with us whole through the program. So joining CDEC program is not something which is very relaxing. So we will push you until the edge, and then of course our retail merchant have a week of training with TikTok at Shanghai. And then these are our international missions since 2024. We've been to Philippines, Vietnam, Japan, Silicon Valley 3 times. So we're away, and then Washington, D.C. 2023, select USA, Taiwan, Vietnam, Dubai, Thailand, Indonesia, and China as well. So I think almost of the major tech hub we've been to, and we are very close to them. And of course, this is every year, through the Selangor International Business Summit, SIBS, we have organized our conferences for the last 8 years in KLCC. So this 2024, we have a lot of exhibition about AI, live stream, and using robotic as well. So this year, we are coming back on October 16, 2025, for 4 days of conferences in AI innovation, semiconductor innovation, SME conference, startup accelerator, exhibition, demo day,
pitching as well, and exhibition. Right? Okay. So major program is the Semiconductor IC Design Park. So this is formally launched during April 22 last year. So only 1 year. So by the Prime Minister, and then we signed an MOU. Then fast forward in July, August 6th, we already soft launched the offices. Now I can proudly say that we have 5 floors in Bandar Putri PFCC building, 5 floors, 60,000 square feet taking up, and we are fully occupied. Okay, and so that's why you can see that we have IC Design Park 1 in Puchong. IC Design Park 2 will be our talent hub, which will host our Advanced Semiconductor College ASAM. Hopefully, it will be launched by Prime Minister PMX on the in August, late August. So we are building a huge campus over there, and there's also from the Selangor government side, we will have a semiconductor high-tech park, which is all the nearer to the ecosystem, because all the data center in Malaysia mostly are in this area. Okay, so these are nearer to our customer, all the data center in Malaysia. So the high-tech park 3 is not open for sales, only by invitation to the relevant parties only, because this is the last prime land in Cyberjaya, which 20 minutes from airport, 10 minutes from Putrajaya. Okay, next highway. So what is the perks coming into the IC Design Park? Yes, a lot. We give you 3 years of free rent, electricity, and infrastructure, including server, GPU server. We have a VC fund working together with Khazanah to 100 million to invest 100 to 120 million. We already raised 80 million, so we will be raising more. But actually, our Fund 1, I think we should already be fully deployed by the end of the year. And then we have Advanced Semiconductor Academy of Malaysia, ASAM. So all this, I would say, we are given free, because we want to motivate the company. So you just bring in your laptop. Even some laptop we are provided because of the semiconductor usage. So you just bring in your bag and your laptop, and then you start working, right? Okay. So these are 12 local and joint venture JV company. My Storage, Vitrox, Cortical Lab, First Chip, Skychip, NSW, Infinis, Chip Inventor, Alpha Shift, Starfire, Iris Lab, Wastetime. So My Storage is formerly known as Phison from Taiwan by Dato K. Espoir. And Vitrox is a Malaysian and French company in space semiconductor. Cortical Lab, this is using brain cell. Through stem cell, we cultivate brain cell to power data center and robotic dogs, robotic humanoid robot and stuff like that. So this is very cutting edge, almost equal to Elon Musk's Neuralink. And this Cortical Lab is a Malaysia and Australian company funded by, they already raised $10 million, now being funded by Australian Defence Agency. Defense Department as well. So this is a very cutting edge technology. First Chip is from starting from UNIC, from Taylor College. Skychip, well-known IP company from in Malaysia. NSW is from Japan. Infinis also Malaysian company. Chip Inventor from Brazil. Alpha Shift is a drone company, do their own chips in Malaysia. Starfire, also well-known Malaysian company. Iris Lab, also part of the Upstar, which is a public listed company, also a well-known IC design company. Wastetime, also a company that we newly invested. So I can say that the top IC design company in Malaysia are all here, right? Okay, so this is Skychip, SK Phone. So all of them are ex-Inteller, 20, 30 years and previous experience, all from Intel IC Design Center and stuff like that. So they are doing IPs. Dato K. Espoir, founder, CEO of Phison. So what Phison is in all the Tesla car storage is all by Phison. And the latest invention is that they put up a data center by NASA in the moon, at the back of the moon. Basically a container of a data center, put in the back of the moon, so then when we do the space exploration and low orbit satellite, there will be no latency. Basically a data center at the back of the moon. Okay, 12 hours powered by sunlight, 12 hours then working on that, something like that. So that's a very advanced usage. And then, okay, Dr. Saleh, spending 19 years in Paris, finally came back. So actually, our Miasat, Astro Miasat 1, 2, 3 satellite, all is using their chips. So their chips is in drone, low orbit satellite, and also Airbus. So Airbus plane is using their chip as well. Okay. So Weisign is one of the new company, but very interesting in all the AI analytics, counting traffic, counting security, and what we are proposing is actually a white light camera. Means that even in the dark time, the lights will be white. We can capture everybody, the kind of thing. Okay. So in terms of that, and Cortical Lab, as I said, Dr. Horn is a Malaysian doctor, but lived long time in Sydney. So their labs is in Sydney. This one is very interesting, using donation of blood, stem cell, and then brain cell to control data center and also robotic. So it will reduce the consumption of electricity. All this box is made in Ipoh. Okay, 100% Malaysian made. And Mr. Kalai is with us together here today, Mr. Kalai. So he's founder, CEO in Infinis, 30 years of experience, previously Motorola, Intel. Hopefully, we will make a number of Malaysia chips, which is advanced nodes, 7 nanometer and below. And I'm happy to announce that actually, together with the visit of YB, last month we went to Taiwan. We already secure quota from TSMC and also Intel. So we are starting to make 7 nanometer and advanced node and below kind of chips in Malaysia. And of course, Mr. Ong Chin Fu is also more than 20 years experience previously in a major IC company, SOC IP, but they are using RISC-V. RISC-V is another system, non-ARM system, but popular now, supported by China government to have the other side of the open source system as well. And of course, Iris Lab is part of the another IC company, the first IC company to go public listed in Malaysia, Opstar. So Mr. Chia Hun Wah, he's also the founder of Opstar. So we are making advanced memory controller chip for all the data center, right? The part of it. I would like to say under the leadership of YB, we are also in charge of the, together under leadership of YB, we're in charge of the data center in Selangor. Now, we are the first state who come out with 30% local content policy. Means that we are talking about content, hardware in a server. Each server is 1.6 million ringgit up to the perhaps. We hope that 30% of the 1.6 million ringgit content, hardware content, will be by Malaysia. They have to buy in Malaysia. And we have visited many factories, especially Penang and everything. We can do almost everything except for maybe the NVIDIA chips, the last one, the last piece of it. But hardware, SSD, HBM, everything we can do in Malaysia. So that's actually our capability. Maybe a lot of people doesn't aware that, but in fact, we are one of the most advanced in the region as well. If you look at data center now, by year 2030, we will have 5 gigawatt or 2 million server in Malaysia. This is an old figure. We believe the figure now has increased maybe double or triple, also due to DeepSeek, rise of DeepSeek, that created many LLM. So every country is doing their large language model, a smaller model based on spirited by the DeepSeek model. Actually, DeepSeek helped to increase the demand for data center actually. So everybody can do LLM. So the demand of data center increasing. So Malaysia by 2030 will be number 10 in the world, replacing Singapore and also Japan. So 2 million server is just a minor. 2 million server times 1.6 million ringgit is equivalent to almost 3 trillion ringgit. That's the investment we are coming in. But according to Tenaga, they estimated by 2040, there will be demand for 20.9 gigawatt, maybe 6 million server. Okay, so 6 million server, Tenaga said they have enough power, electricity for that. It means that there's an ample opportunity. We know that data center take up consumption of electricity and water and the rest, but what we want to do is we will tell them because of the environmental concern and stuff like that, you have to source from local to reduce your carbon footprint. That's the 30%. And a lot of countries, for example, Indonesia, India, has demand for 40%. In Taiwan and China, 60% local content policy. It will bring business to the local business. It's a huge business. Imagine that we are looking at 3 trillion ringgit, 30% of 3 trillion ringgit. Maybe 48 or 60 billion ringgit kind of business for the hardware. When the hardware is here, we will have a cheaper cost of a GPU server. It means that our AI cost will be cheaper as well. Right? So that's something that we have to look into. Yes, a lot of discussion about data center, but mind you, data center is a strategic asset. It's not a normal asset, strategic asset. Data center in the world is all put in a major city. And is guarded because when you have war or terrorist attack and everything, the first thing now you go and attack is your data center. Without data center, it's just like electricity, power station and stuff like that. The whole country will go into collapse. So you look at now, even in US, the data center in US, the Stargate USA, is built from CIA, Langley, Virginia, to the Pentagon. It's all in the major city with the data center cannot in Kampong area because the demand of electricity, security, and the rest. So it will be a major city. Okay, so we have to take a new look at it. And data center, because of the restriction of US on the GPU server, not every country can buy. For example, Malaysia is tier 2 under the Biden administration. We can only import 50,000 GPU server per year. And at the moment, so it's a very strategic, who have GPU server, who have data center, who can be a superpower. So, but in order to execute that, we have to be very careful so that it will benefit the Malaysian industry. I think it will benefit hugely when you talk about the so-called environmental protection and water consumption, recycling water and stuff like that. Actually, a lot of semicon company, data center company is one of the best in the world because they have been forced to. Okay. Okay, and then a lot of questions will be whether we have the talent. Actually, in Malaysia, we have many talent, too many talents, but we don't have enough big company, good company to retain our talent. Where is our talent? Almost in every Vietnam semiconductor company, the head of department is on Malaysian. Okay, Malaysian is working with TSMC in Arizona because Taiwanese are not very good in terms of English. So Malaysian is helping them to build the Arizona factory. Now TSMC has 2, building another 3 more in Arizona. So Malaysian are everywhere. In China, most of the China semiconductor industry, ex-Inteller are all Malaysian. Okay, so we are there in Taiwan and in Japan, in Vietnam, so we are everywhere, So our talent, the issue is we don't have good enough pay. Second, we don't have a big company or advanced company that can do interesting projects. So we are keeping at our low end. That is why our talent is out, And second thing is that we hope to get bigger, building a bigger company to give a market pay so that we can retain our local talent. I think that's one of the challenges. That is why we are building the Advanced Semiconductor College of Malaysia. So our project is, the government wanted us to looking at 60,000 talent, 60,000 talent. So let's say, I think in Selangor, we take out 1/3, 20,000. We want to train 20,000 people. This is under National Semicon Strategy. So that is why we are building our campus. We're taking over the whole campus, one of the building in Cyberjaya, Co-Place 9, just adjacent to MDEC and Cyberview. So we're putting in a lot of lab and stuff like that. Mind you, the lab equipment is super expensive nowadays. Even the Linux computer we're putting in each one is 10,000 ringgit per computer. So we're putting 50. So that's our cost we have to build. And then we are going into, just like what China and Taiwan is doing, we are going to first year, second year, third year, fourth year. We want to build a closed loop of all the 4,000 plus E&E students who graduate every year. Hopefully we can retain 1,000 people. The best result, IC and semicon industry is very particular about result. So they wanted people only with 3.5 and above. So what we want to do is hopefully maybe half of the student with 3.5 will enter into the industry immediately. While those less than 3.5, what we want to do is that, our suggestion is that let them study master. Because semiconductor industry, AI industry now, minimum qualification will be master. That's the level. If you go to TSMC, and you go to Taiwan, China as well, everybody is PhD. Okay, so we need to upgrade the whole game. One of the easiest suggestions, maybe we will work closely with a university from China. For example, they are lacking of a foreign student, so we just send 400 or 500 people going there, study 3 years. They have the best lab in China because now they are spending tremendously. We went to the Southern University of China. They have $40 million lab on robotic, just like that. So we are very impressive for all the major universities in China. They're just willing to spend so much money, even the university in Singapore can't compete. Okay, so we should tap into that kind of facilities because in Southeast Asia, we can't build a $40 million robotic lab for just one university, but they are willing to do that, to invest in that. So that's one of the fastest way for our students to grow, to be able to conduct in the most advanced condition. So we want to hope to go in first year, second year, third year, fourth year. And our challenge is nowadays, young kids, even my children are all, refuse to study the hard project, the hard subject. So actually, you will look at the STEM number and the semiconductor E&E industry. Every year, our intake dropped by 30%, cut across university and the race. So everybody want to study, online, digital marketing and business. So actually, we have a crisis over here. So maybe the first thing is that try to persuade your kids to study engineering, and also just like China, a country based on engineering, and especially semiconductor. Okay. Now the pay is good. We are offering the highest pay now, 6,000 ringgit for fresh engineer. Immediately you graduate, 6,000, the highest in Malaysia. So we hope to attract more. Then of course we work with a lot of university from even US, Berkeley, Purdue, Vietnam, India, and also China University, Southern Tech, and also University from Taiwan as well, traditional one. So we are working closely with them. So for Malaysia, we have the opportunity of getting everybody in under the same roof. For example, we can get ex-TSMC engineer, ex-Samsung engineer, ex-Huawei engineer, ex-engineer from India, IIT Madras, and the rest. The best university came into here because you know the sensitivity of geopolitics, right? So sometimes we went to a meeting, for example, with Western company. Even when my staff bring in a Huawei laptop, was immediately has to take out. So that's kind of sensitivity, while vice versa and the rest. But we have the opportunity to gather the best talent who are previously working with all these top companies coming to Malaysia to teach of us so we can combine everybody. That is something that we can do. Then, of course, you can see now we have started training the second batch of training already. So more than 60 students trained, and then they are employing into the job. So that is why we have more than 100 engineers started working already. Hopefully by end of the year, when our students come back, we'll be around 400 students. We are training 3 more batches. And in fact, tonight, 9:30, I have to go to airport to send off our first batch of students who are sending to China, Shenzhen, to train with Southern University or Southern Tech University of China. For 2 months, we send our students to join in the China National Semiconductor Training System. And then when they graduate, they will immediately intern in the China Semiconductor Company who are investing in Malaysia. So the first batch of 30 students go off tonight at KLIA. So then we're sending second batch again by each of the years. So actually we are serious and we are already started all this program. So by doing this, because semiconductor is a very isolated industry, I mean not isolated, it's very silo industry because of geopolitics and the rest. So we have to do everything. We are not only our semiconductor college not only train people, but we have to do job fair. So we have the largest job fair, semiconductor job fair in Malaysia. Almost 3,000 candidates turned up 2005. The interesting situation we found out is that cut across all the university race, apparently good student 3.5 and above always will be accompanied by parents. Yeah, we can guess already. So if the parent came with the student, the parent will interview first with the student, then the student are 3.5 and above. You know one thing, because semiconductor E&E is becoming so hard, so complicated, so that is you need a very strong family support to excel in your study. It's not easy, it's true. Okay, so that is some new trend that if you work with the student, you have this first-hand insight. And we work with a lot of students. For example, some of the major company, one of the major famous semiconductor company from Penang, they are very happy because they finally get through 50 people they want to offer. And they offer 5,500 ringgit per month, with bonus guarantee 3 months, and the bosses even guarantee to rent a condominium for them. The bosses actually buy, you know who I'm talking about. Actually, the bosses, the company even built a condominium behind the factory, and then with a rent then own scheme to give the condominium to the staff. But out of all these 50 students who are being circled, who are being approached, giving final offer, only 1 out of the 50 accept this term. Why? Because they don't want to leave KL. They want to stay in Klang Valley. Okay, so they want to stay in Klang Valley because of lifestyle and stuff like that. So that is some challenge. If they want to go to Penang or other area, they think this is not fun because all their friends is all here. So Klang Valley still is one of the key points for talent recruitment. That's one thing we learn from our first-hand experience. Okay, and then of course you can see all the students. These are very spirited students. The students who even came to our event and stuff like that, wearing tie. Okay, so they are very conscious of what they want. Okay. And then we also work with more than 20 plus universities. Last year, we even sent the lecturers from more than 20 plus universities to train for AI in Taiwan with the AI Academy as well in Taiwan. This is for 16 days of training, you can see. So we have to do everything because from training, from job fair, lecturers training, and then we go into the university itself, 3rd year, 4th year, to retain them, so to make sure they are within a closed loop, doesn't run away from this ecosystem. Then I think came to another stage, we learned from our counterparts in China, what they do, and also our counterparts in Singapore is that we are working on setting up a headhunting company, because you need headhunter to really look for the senior people who has experience doing it. I think the major program now for Malaysia government, central government, is that we have bought 7 chips of IP from ARM, ARM. ARM is the IP company from all the major chips in the world. So we have to produce these 7 chips within the next 5 years. 7 chips. All these are for AI, data center and stuff like that. Each production of the cost, we call it tape-up cost of the chips, will be around $100 million US. So plus the IP more than 10-20 million dollar. So this is a huge project. This is like almost $1 billion project. But we have to do it because we have to do it now, because everything will come up in 2 or 3 years' time. So that in order to have our own sovereign AI and hardware, and also participating in this process. So if you look at now, the whole AI process is based on hardware. Do you have enough hardware GPU server to do that? And we can do it in Malaysia, but we just need to believe in ourselves. We need to invest strongly in this item and consistently for the next 10 years. Then we will see that, if you look at the world, design mostly is in California, Taiwan, and Shenzhen is a bigger size of Taiwan. It's actually the core base of manufacturing. Okay, so we can be that number 3, number 4 in the world. In fact, semiconductor, E&E, AI will be around 8 countries in the world, although we use it everywhere. US, Japan, Korea, China, Taiwan, maybe Vietnam and Malaysia. That's it, or maybe India. So no other country, no other places will be able to produce it. So this is a very exclusive club, but huge economy return. But we need to focus now to put all our resources attention to. And the good thing is about Asia now is in control of hardware. Okay, you can say all the masale and all is in software, AI, Open AI, San Francisco, that area. But now for the first time, you can see now the top 4 semiconductor or hardware production is all Asian, so Chinese. So okay, NVIDIA, AMD, and then the Intel, and then you know, and a few more. So why is that? I think the key issue is we should take this opportunity because this is our strength, our ability to do hardware, and we should spend our resource onto that. And the hardware with together with the software, then we can have our own AI sovereign. This is key, but I hope that this is just a briefing and sharing with you that actually major projects are actually happening. But these are, we are not like influencer or YouTube influencer and the rest go and shout every day, but because a lot of work has to be done at the back. And this also quite sensitive because it involves geopolitics arrangement in terms of that. But I hope that with this sharing, we do want to open our heart to our door to more SME. We can work together in terms of how to apply AI in your services with more academics, university and the rest. Also, we are looking to get in touch with a lot more AI and also semiconductor company. So to build more company, for example, we have a 100 million fund. We welcome those of you interested to work with us, to invest, to co-create and to invest in this semiconductor company, which we also work with Blue Chip as well. We are very confident that all this company will be IPO in 3 to 4 years' time. So we are putting in 60, 70 million, over 100 million into this company with the government support almost of everything. We are quite very confident that all this company will be quite successful with the local content market of 30% of the data center. This is such a huge market as well. So by that, I'd like to conclude my sharing, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Yong, for the enlightening presentation. To wrap up today's forum, may I invite Engineer Professor Dr. Yu, President of Utah, to deliver his concluding remark. Please welcome.
Thank you. I know that everyone is hungry. Okay, thank you to the presentation by Mr. Yang. In fact, what he has just reviewed actually shows us that the effort and the mindset that we have to put in when we face with the AI challenge, as long as we are willing to put in all the efforts, and we work together, we should be able to do it. So I would like to actually share with you some of the points that we discussed in this forum. First is actually all these new challenges, wave of innovations coming in, we can only actually face it with courage, with efforts. So let's try it. Let's, in all the companies, let's go and try it, use it and all that. Then we'll actually gain our own intelligence in using it. The other one is actually DeepSeek is open source or open weight. So this can be a default model that you can actually deploy a simple and also cheaper model, which can still satisfy your business needs. And who knows in future, because it is so affordable and it is so flexible that it becomes a default model for companies that want to build AI applications. The third one is actually application in the industry or in the business depends a lot on the actual applications and actual usage of this, which aims to actually optimize the business and activities or operation. So in this case, just now as mentioned by Madam Fong, look at the key part of it, whether by utilizing this AI technology that you can really save money, you can really improve your efficiency and your productivity. And that will be the most important thing for you to think about it. And of course, in doing so, you have to understand about AI literacy, improve and raise the whole level of AI literacy in the companies. Then you'll be able to actually address all these challenges. And of course, the other one I would like to share is actually be aware that the use of AI is not 100% perfect or correct. So must pay attention to make sure that any hallucinations of AI models, errors and all that, and also from the legal aspect and from the ethics aspects, try to make sure that we have a balanced approach in the using of AI. Because using this one without the consideration of all these legal aspect, ethical aspect and others may actually cause harm to the business and all that. And finally, I think the growth mindset is what we want to share with all of us today. As Mr. Yang Kai-ping just now mentioned, growth mindset that we together can work, can actually develop, deliver and can achieve this one. So the same thing is actually for AI industries, AI era and all that. We have to work together. We have to share our knowledge and to know how to implement so that to increase and improve our Malaysian companies' competitiveness so that we can actually develop that all these to prepare ourselves for the future. And more importantly, it's about talent development in our companies. We must actually raise a group of staff who are actually able and capable of actually handling all these challenges posed by the AI era. And more importantly, as I just give a very simple scenario, if we have this AI model, the other company also have AI models. So if we only can actually use whatever the proposal from the AI to come out with solution, your proposal may not be the best one, because other people, if they combine the AI force and the human force, they are able to come out with better proposal, better solution. So while we are actually utilizing AI, developing our companies, please make sure that we also develop the level competency and the intelligence of our workforce so that we can even enhance the value suggested by the AI. Remember the story about using Waze and also Google Maps. Nowadays, if without this one, we dare not actually drive in Kuala Lumpur. So we try to avoid this situation that in future when we use too much of AI and our own staff are not actually at the level that can compete with AI. So talent development is still very, very important. With that, I would like to conclude today's sessions. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Yu. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our forum today. We hope that today's discussion have provided valuable insights into the transformative potential of DeepSeek for Malaysian businesses. On behalf of Blue Chip Venture Capital, Utah, and ACCIM, thank you all participants, online viewers, and our esteemed speakers. Please stay connected for future events and updates. Lunch will now be served. Bon appetit. Wishing you all a pleasant day ahead. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the lunch is buffet style, so please help yourself and you may eat in this hall.